It was an unprecedented conviction. Ethan Brooks, the rising star of social media finance, was sentenced for his role in a billion-dollar financial scam. But here's the kicker. He didn't commit the crime, at least not in the traditional sense. And yet, this was no ordinary case. In a world dominated by influencers, trust was a commodity. Ethan used his massive platform to promote a stock, a small, unknown tech company that was marketed as the next big thing. The catch? It was a pump-and-dump scheme, but no one suspected Ethan. He didn't steal, he didn't manipulate the markets, he just promoted. But sometimes, that's all it takes. Ethan Brooks, a self-made influencer, had the world at his fingertips. He wasn't a stockbroker, but his social media account had millions of followers, all looking for the next big stock tip. Ethan promised to bring them wealth. It was a financial dream come true. Then came Archer Technologies, a small AI company out of Silicon Valley. The company was failing, struggling to stay afloat, yet Ethan's followers were told it was an untapped gold mine. The stock price shot up. 200%, 300%. It was a feeding frenzy. People were getting rich, or so they thought. But as the stock price soared, the owners of Archer Technologies, the company behind the hype, were quietly cashing out. Sebastian Hawke, the man behind the company, had everything planned. Ethan was just a pawn in his game. Ethan didn't know. He didn't have a clue. All he saw was his growing follower count, the excitement in his DMs, the messages thanking him for the gains. But that's when things started to feel off. Olivia Grant, a skilled stock trader at a major hedge fund, was watching. She was smart, but she had one problem. Her firm had invested heavily in Archer Technologies. She began noticing the signs, the sudden, coordinated buying activity, the unexplained rise in stock price. Something didn't feel right. Olivia dug deeper. She tracked the financial reports, the company's patents, and realized that Archer Technologies had no substantial product to show. The partnerships it had claimed? Fake. But when she raised her concerns at work, she was silenced. "Don't rock the boat, Olivia. The stock's going up. Let's just ride this wave." But the wave didn't last. Not long after, the stock plummeted. Hard. Archer Technologies' stock fell over 80%. And that's when the first warning came through. "Ethan, what happened?" His followers bombarded him with messages. The stock crash was a nightmare. Ethan's followers were left holding worthless shares, but Ethan didn't know what to do. He'd been used. The messages flooded in, the accusations. Ethan was the face of the scheme, but he wasn't the mastermind. That honor went to Sebastian Hawke, a ruthless player in the financial game. And as Ethan tried to explain, tried to justify his innocence, the truth began to unravel. The numbers didn't add up. There were too many inconsistencies. What was Archer Technologies really hiding? And then came Maya Lopez, the whistleblower. A retired financial journalist, she'd covered countless scandals. And now, she was about to expose the biggest one of her career. Maya dug into the paper trail, the transactions, the hidden shell companies. What she uncovered shocked everyone. Archer Technologies didn't just have fake patents. They were part of a bigger operation. ByteWorks, the company Ethan had also promoted, was being manipulated in the same way. Maya's report was clear. Sebastian Hawke had bought up shares of both companies and used influencers like Ethan to inflate the stock prices. The plan? Sell off when the price was high, leaving everyone else to suffer. But here's where it gets crazy. Ethan didn't even know ByteWorks was part of the plan. He had been tricked. The authorities launched an investigation. Sebastian Hawke was nowhere to be found. But Ethan? He was left to pick up the pieces. His followers were angry. Trust had been broken. His platform was being questioned. His reputation in tatters. But Ethan was about to get a final shock. A mysterious email arrived. It contained a list of names, people who had profited from Archer's stock. Ethan looked closer, and there, in the middle of the list, was someone from his inner circle. Who was the real mastermind behind this scheme? Was Ethan a mere pawn or something more? The trial was a media circus. Ethan was convicted for his role in the scheme, but the deeper story was just beginning. What Ethan didn't know was that the people pulling the strings weren't just financial experts. They were investors with ties to government contracts, using influencers as their tools to manipulate the system. And when the truth comes out, the financial world will never be the same. Ethan's story is far from over. Who was behind the mysterious email? And will Sebastian Hawke ever be caught? There's more to this story than anyone could imagine. The system is broken, and it's only just starting to fall apart.